Hi, good morning, everyone. I see a lot of you have joined today early morning, so I'm happy to see that. Hey, Siddharth, how are you? Simran, Bandreddy is there, Hitesh, Anshu is there, Reni, Karthik, Janesha, Radhika, Anushka is there, Meghna is there. What's up, everybody? Good, good, good. Yes, Siddharth, today is the last session, right? I have no clue how fast these sessions went, right? We had like 13, 14 sessions and it has been almost over a month, right? And I have no clue how quick these sessions went, right? Hey Manoj, hey Smita, how are you? I'm good, I'm good. I'm hoping all of you are doing fine as well. I think now the temperatures are going down everywhere, right? We're slowly, steadily going through monsoon to winters now. लगेगा 2 महीने लगेंगे, but I think the weather is almost like less cruel to us now. I hope so. Hey Gomati, how are you? I'm good, Anushka. Thank you so much. Hope you're good, doing good too. ये कार्तिक जाना तो पड़ेगा ही बॉस और कितना पढ़े और कितनी पढ़ाई करनी है राइट and there's all these interactions I'll for sure I think this has been one of the most interactive like group of people you guys have been like I've taken a couple of other sessions as well but I think this time the entire group has been the most interactive. I think that is a great thing because the more you talk the better I am. सुबह मेरे को भी उठना पड़ता है and I'm really happy to talk to you, all of you. कोई बात ही नहीं करेगा तो और बोर हो जाएगा आदमी राइट. Not an issue, Nilab Joe. Like, it's okay if you wake up late क्योंकि आपको तो बेड में लेट के भी क्लास देख लोगे मुझे तो उठना पड़ेगा. Hey Shivam, transactional का example. Good Shivam. सारे questions अभी वही लेंगे. We'll complete 2 topics from chapter 8. Hold all your questions, right? Hold all your questions. आज पूरे 2 सवा 2 घंटे हम लोग सिर्फ क्वेश्चंस करेंगे सिर्फ आपके डाउट्स करेंगे any exam related question any syllabus focus more on syllabus related questions exam के लिए we will have another like session with head faculties from BOS right the HOD the head of the departments will be taking some sessions for you guys specific to exam oriented questions कि क्या करना चाहिए कहाँ से रिवीजन करना चाहिए कहाँ से क्वेश्चंस लेने चाहिए we have those sessions focus because I am interacting with you basis syllabus अपने सारे क्वेश्चन सारे डाउट सिलेबस से रिलेटेड किसी टॉपिक से रिलेटेड आज पूछ लेना right and I'll also talk briefly about getting articleship whether you should do articleship from big four small firm क्या फायदे हैं we'll talk about that we'll talk about everything that concerns you as a student as a chartered accountancy course student and a future chartered accountant right. We will talk about every single thing that concerns you and that is what my aim today is. आज ये फटाफट से खत्म करके I really want to focus on you guys, right? कुछ भी पेंडिंग है कुछ भी समझ नहीं आया कोई एग्जाम्पल चाहिए कोई टॉपिक समझना है फटाफट से with examples I'll try to cover that. Okay. Awesome. Shinchan. Karthik has become Shinchan now. आप तो शिमला मिर्ची खाओगे फिर Karthik, right? हाँ बस सर हम इतने भी कुछ खास नहीं वेरी गुड great Virendra I'm that is what all these questions hold right hold these questions I'll answer all of that याद रखो अभी फिर से पूछना मेरे से I want to complete chapter 8 in another 15 minutes जो pending है and then straight forward हम लोग चलेंगे question answer में and we'll also solve 2 cases today I think 15 मिनट लगेंगे cases में तो सिर्फ right so 30 minutes on cases 15 minutes here, बाकी पूरा time, I think 1.5 घंटा, 1.5 hour, we'll talk about questions. Okay. So hold all your questions for now. It's difficult for me, Abhi, because I want to complete chapter 8. Hold those questions, please. Okay. Cool. We'll come to that, Karthik. Abhi मैं बोल रहा हूँ question hold करो and you're asking another question. I'll tell that as well, Bandreddy. I'll tell you how I'm able to do that. Yes, chapter खत्म होने के बाद सब पूछना. Okay. So, without wasting much time and saving our time for questions and doubts, let us quickly finish chapter 8 just two things left for us. We started studying business process re-engineering. We are doing the last chapter, chapter number 8 के last कुछ topics, and we are talking about business process re-engineering. Where business process re-engineering is basically starting from scratch. But starting from scratch kya? Starting from scratch the process, not the entire strategy, not the entire organizational structure, but a small process of the organization. Agar we start doing that from scratch to make it more efficient, to make it better than the existing process, usko hum bolte hain business process re-engineering. Okay. Now, the process is a set of logically related tasks. What is a process? Okay. Now, what they're saying is they're defining what a process is. So a process is a set of logically related tasks, activities oriented towards achieving a specific outcome. A set of interconnected processes comprise a business system. Okay, छोटे processes बना के एक business का system बन जाता है. For example, if a company wants to buy raw material, okay, so there is a process to everything. Invoice कैसे निकलेगा, PO कैसे बनेगा, purchase order कैसे बनेगा, how the banking payment will be done. No audio, no voice. Why is that happening? You can watch my video, right? Are you sure? वो सुन ही नहीं पा रहे, मैं बताऊंगा कैसे उन्हें. रिफ्रेश उंगली से कर देता हूँ और क्या, राइट? You should refresh. So if you can't hear me, refresh. You have to refresh, right?
Okay, sir. Now audible, sir. Please continue.
Perfect. Now it's not. Now it should be audible, right? Now okay. Give me a thumbs up if I am back with my voice and with my audio. Perfect. Now okay. Perfect. I know the video was stuck. So आज ही बोला मौसम अच्छा है, देखो गड़बड़ हो गई. So बोलना ही नहीं चाहिए मौसम अच्छा है. Awesome. We'll just wait for another 30 seconds for all of those who ran away thinking कि चलो class रुक गई, मजे आ गए. We'll just wait for 30 seconds for them to join back. For all of you who stayed back, thank you so much for staying back. मैं होता student, मैं तो चला जाता, मैं तो नहीं रुकता 10 मिनट. Right? Sure, we'll start BPR from scratch. We do that. वो तो करेंगे, वो तो खत्म करना ही है और वो पूरा complete करेंगे ही. So no focus on that. Cool. I'll just wait for 30 seconds. Audible. Good. If you're audible, if we are back live, बता दीजिए मुझे. Awesome. So we are clear. Exactly. Now these students like ये कार्तिक को तो शायर होना चाहिए भाई. Cool. Thanks Aditi. Thanks for telling Namrata. Okay. So you're already super. Thanks Putina. Jagdish is there. BPS scratch से करेंगे Jagdish. Not an issue. I'll complete that. जो 10 minutes का लॉस हुआ है, we will cover that for sure. आपका कोई important चीज मिस नहीं होने देंगे. Okay, I'll take 10 extra minutes, चलेगा if you guys are fine. Cool. let's get back to, it was stuck from first slide. I'll go to the first slide. Okay, let's go back and quickly revise that so that even if it's stuck, we'll complete that. Now 10 minute का unofficial break in the starting year. Perfect. Super. If all of you are there, be active now. आज तो सबसे active session होना था, आज ही technical हो गया, कोई बात नहीं. Cool. Let's go back to understanding BPR, business process reengineering, where we are talking about changing a particular process in this entire organization ka system so as to improve my performance, so as to improve my efficiency, to improve my effectiveness as a business. मुझे अगर अपनी performance अच्छी करनी है, if I have to improve my performance in the business, I need to change the existing process for a better process. और वो हम कैसे करते हैं? वो करते हैं BPR, business process reengineering. Okay, it talks about process is a set of logical related activities to achieve an outcome. Small processes together build a business system, and finally you redesign the process to improve your performance. Remember this keyword, to improve your performance. You do what? You do business process reengineering. To improve your performance, you do business process re-engineering. Cool. Okay. Now, BPR means starting all over, starting from the scratch, right? That means जब BPR करते हैं, जब business process re-engineering करते हैं, तो बीच में adjustment नहीं करते कि ये process है, इसकी कुछ part को change कर दो, नहीं. Entire process is changed from the scratch. फ्रॉम द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट से हम उसको चेंज कर देते हैं, समझते हैं पहले कि क्या प्रोसेस एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसेस है, उसके अंदर गड़बड़ क्या है, उसके अंदर चैलेंजेस क्या हैं, एंड देन वी चेंज दैट एंटायर प्रोसेस, राइट. री-इंजीनियरिंग डज नॉट मीन पार्शियल मॉडिफिकेशन और मार्जिनल इंप्रूवमेंट, right? It is not a partial adjustment, partial modification or a marginal improvement. It is the change of the process from the baseline in entirety, from scratch. उस पूरे को change कर देते हैं और उसको बोलते हैं business process re-engineering, right? Does it mean BPR conducted by operational managers? Essentially yes, logically yes. BPR is more focused on operational functional managers के ऊपर जो ज़्यादा आके काम पड़ता है to change a particular process. The business process re-engineering is essentially more focused area of function level managers or operational managers, right? What is quantum gain? Quantum gain means big gains in performance. Quantum gain means बड़ा एक benefit, कोई बड़ी improvement करने के लिए इसको किया जाता है, right? Business process re-engineering छोटी improvements के लिए नहीं किया जाता है. Business process re-engineering is done for quantum gains in performance. That means big improvements in performance के लिए BPR किया जाता है. Because you're changing the process from scratch, जब इतनी ज़्यादा मेहनत कर ही रहे हो to change it from the scratch, you should at least get big improvements. छोटी marginal improvements के लिए it is not done. For marginal, smaller improvements, you can do some modification, you can do some adjustment. But if you want a big improvement in the performance of a particular process, the business process re-engineering, right? It is a smaller term and strategy is a wider term. That is right, Sita. बहुत बड़ा term है strategy. उसके अंदर बहुत छोटे processes होते हैं. Okay. Cool. The focus is on core processes. अभी भैया सारे process change करने होते हैं BPR से नहीं. The question you should have in your mind is, a business can have 5,000 processes. 5,000 तरीके के process हो सकते हैं एक business के. क्या सभी processes के ऊपर business process re-engineering लगता है? The answer is no. It is only focused on core processes, right? Core processes क्या होते हैं? How do you define a core process? A core process is basically a core. क्या arrow ही नहीं बनती है भाई? So a core process is basically a critical process, right? Which is very important for the organization. जो कि main focused areas होते हैं किसी process के. कोई एक process जो बहुत important है for the organization, a particular process which is extremely important for the organization, सिर्फ उसके लिए BPR यूज किया जाता है. BPR is used only to change the improvement or to get quantum gains in improvement of performance of core processes only. छोटे छोटे बेकार के प्रोसेसेस चेंज करने में टाइम नहीं वेस्ट करते हैं बीपीआर में. ओके, नाउ द कोर प्रोसेस ऑफ अ कंपनी में चेंज ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, राइट? इट इज एवर चेंजिंग, राइट? आज कुछ कोर प्रोसेस है, नेक्स्ट 2 years में समथिंग एल्स माइट बिकम माय कोर प्रोसेस. सो कोर प्रोसेसेस चेंज ओवर टाइम एज वेल, and BPR are focused on core processes which keep changing from time to time. Okay, BPR is focused on core processes which keep changing from time to time. Simple. Okay, Namrata, so some of you say I should remove the markings from when I upload the notes or this PPT. Some of you say I shouldn't remove. What I'll do is I'll keep some of those underlining things, बट जो बड़े बड़े से सर्कल्स बनाता हूँ वो हटा देने चाहिए. आई ऑल्सो थिंक पढ़ने में मुश्किल थी, बट दीज मार्किंग्स आई थिंक कैन बी केप्ट, राइट? इट हेल्प्स यू अंडरस्टैंड कि अच्छा पढ़ना क्या है. आई एग्री टू दैट, राइट? कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड ऑन कोर बिजनेस प्रोसेस, नॉट एसेंशियली बट समवॉट. थोड़ा बहुत लॉजिक, थोड़ा बहुत रिलेशन हो सकता है नीलम जो, राइट? There could be some small logic and some small relation between the two, the core process and the core business, your core competency. But essentially, the focus is not कि मेरी core process should convert into my core competency, right? While there can be relation, it really depends. It's not a hard and fast rule. It can also happen. Okay, so if to your question, is it focused there? Yes, it can be. Okay, but not a hard and fast rule. The issues क्या होते हैं? Okay, the issues when you do a business process re-engineering, यार भैया जब आप existing process को scratch से change कर दोगे तो काफी सारे issues भी आएंगे, because the business is continuing, right? Business आपके लिए रुक नहीं रहा है, time आपके लिए रुक नहीं रहा है, the competitor is not stopping for you, the time is not stopping for you, the market is not stopping for you while you are changing your entire process from the scratch. Okay, so what are the different issues that you can face? Number one, customer focused organizations need to be realigned in terms of process orientation. जो customer focused organizations हैं उनको तो realign करना पड़ेगा in terms of process orientation. That means that the change that they're bringing to business process re-engineering should not affect their focus on the customer. अब ऐसा नहीं है कि मान लीजिए customer experience. Now I'll give you an example here. Now you are, let's say, talking to let's say any e-commerce company. Let's say Amazon से आपने कुछ सामान खरीदा, and you are trying to reach to their customer care कि your सामान was not the right सामान or the quality was not right. You are trying to reach the customer care. Okay, अभी customer care आप पहुंच रहे हो, but Amazon कहते हैं आप अभी our customer care can't help you right now. We are undergoing a business process re-engineering in customer service. तो customer service का जो process है, the chat that opens in your app, हम वो process change कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, हम process change कर रहे हैं तो भैया time लगेगा. Okay, time लगेगा, आप परसों हमसे बात करना. Now as a customer, you will say बॉस ये क्या बकवास कंपनी है, right? इनका process change हो रहा है तो मैं 3 दिन अपने पैसे ब्लॉक करके बैठा, right? I cannot talk to the customer service. My customer experience is deteriorating because you are changing your process. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, as a customer, you will feel really duped, thinking कि यार मेरा तो ये तो काम रोक के बैठ गई, ये कैसे धोखाधड़ी है, right? So customer focused organizations need to realign in terms of process orientation. So when they're changing their entire process, उनको स्टैंड बाय प्रोसेस साथ में रखना पड़ता है. सो व्हाट दे डू इज दे कीप द एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसेस फॉर द कस्टमर्स एंड धीरे से दे गो एंड चेंज इट टू अ न्यू प्रोसेस. रात को 1 से 3. नाउ यू सी अ लॉट ऑफ बैंक्स, इफ यू यूज बैंक्स, अगर आप आगे बैंक यूज करोगे और इफ यू स्टिल हैव दिस क्रेडिट कार्ड और डेबिट कार्ड और नेट बैंकिंग, आपको एक एसएमएस आता होगा कि बैंकिंग सर्विसेज विल नॉट बी अवेलेबल फ्रॉम नाइट 1 AM टू मॉर्निंग 4 AM because we are undergoing some improvement in the process. सबको मैसेज आता है. ओके कि रात को 1 बजे से 4 बजे तक आपको बैंकिंग सर्विसेज नहीं मिलेंगी. This is business process reengineering. So they're doing 1 से 4 because 99% of the जनता is sleeping, no transactions happen. किसी को मजबूरी होगी तो वही कर रहा होगा. Majority customers are not affected there, right? So that is how they realign. That means existing process को रखते हुए they bring in the new process. They have to realign in terms of process orientation. Existing को change करके एक नया लाना है तो धीरे धीरे धक्का मारोगे. राइट द लॉजिक इज एकदम से धक्का मारोगे तो कस्टमर भी कहेगा ये नया प्रोसेस हमें समझ ही नहीं आ रहा. राइट सो स्लोली एंड स्टेडीली यू फेज आउट एन एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोसेस एंड यू एंटर अ न्यू प्रोसेस. सो यू हैव टू रीअलाइन. ओके नंबर 2, operational excellence is a major basis for competitiveness. Now operational excellence effect होती है. Now when you're changing a particular process, right, you might take some time, your customers might not be satisfied for that time period, and your competitor can go ahead of you. हो सकता है आप अपना market share lose कर दो when you're changing a particular process which impacts your business, because you're talking about core processes. Now when you're changing a particular process, it might lead to delays, it might lead to time, बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा आपको, हो सकता है टाइम लग जाए, हो सकता है डिलेज हो जाए, हो सकता है द न्यू प्रोसेस is a flop thing. It doesn't work for you, right? There can be chances that you're doing a business process reengineering and that failed, right? जरूरी नहीं है कि हमेशा successful हो. अगर वो fail हो जाती है, your competitor gets an advantage over you. जब आप उसको अपनी internal company ठीक कर रहे होगे, the competitor comes and takes away your customers. So that is one issue with BPR. Number 3, dramatic improvement in performance is prerequisite for overcoming competition, right? Now, the issue with BPR is particularly that there has to be a dramatic improvement. छोटी मोटी improvement के लिए अगर BPR करोगे तो आपको कुछ फायदा नहीं होने वाला. Essentially, the issue with BPR is identification of the right core process कि भैया मेरे को change क्या करना है, because I want to see a big improvement. If you want to see a big improvement, you need to tackle a big problem. राइट छोटी मोटी प्रॉब्लम टैकल कर दो, टाइम वेस्ट हो जाएगा, बड़ी प्रॉब्लम यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू सॉल्व, एंड दैट इज वेयर बीपीआर का इशू खड़ा हो जाता है. यू स्टार्ट चेंजिंग स्मॉलर प्रोसेसेस व्हाइल द बिगर प्रोसेस दैट नीड्स टू बी चेंज्ड इज इग्नोर्ड इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. राइट दैट हैपेंस विद यू एंड मी एज वेल. राइट छोटी छोटी प्रॉब्लम अपनी सॉल्व करने के चक्कर में द बिगर प्रॉब्लम वी आर नॉट सॉल्विंग, राइट, व्हिच डजंट मीन यू रन अवे फ्रॉम योर होम, बट you get my point. Okay, cool. BPR is basically talking about simplifying and streamlining. जब हम change करते हैं, ये logic है, सब कुछ logic है. Now you tell me, okay, the question is to you. Let me just speak less and ask you a very basic common sense question. Okay. Let me just ask you a very basic common sense question. See, whenever you want to change a process, the new process should be simpler than the previous one या और complex होना चाहिए. The new process, the re-engineered process should be simpler than the existing one, or it should be more complex than the existing one. The new process that is re-engineered, should it be simpler than the existing one, or it should become more complex? It should be simpler, correct? All of you are saying it should be simpler, it should be simpler, it should be simpler. That is what the slide also talks about. BPR is talking about simplifying and streamlining. Streamlining means correct flow में होना चाहिए सब कुछ. Streamlining means should be in the right flow, right? From bottom से ऊपर जाएगा, फिर ऊपर, and then the process will be completed. So simplifying and streamlining should be the idea of business process re-engineering. Okay, कैसे करोगे ये? Simplify कैसे करोगे? How will you simplify? How will you simplify it? Absolutely, all of you saying simplify it, right? But how will you simplify it? Badao, tell me, how will you simplify the process? Give me one word, simple answer. How will a business simplify its existing processes? The answer is on the screen though, but logic है इसमें भी. How will the company simplify the process? Aditi, your doubts are reaching, but I think a lot of comments are coming. I'll read that. Let me see what was your doubt. Windows XP, Vista, Windows 10, can we say it's a business process reengineering? No. Aditi, these are new products. It's a product development. ये तो बिल्कुल ही अलग है. You're getting confused with the product. We are not talking about changing or bringing new product in the market. We're talking about changing the internal process of a company. Naya product आना is product development. Okay, that is a corporate level strategy, right? Or you can say a business level strategy when you're talking about differentiation. But यहाँ तो हम process की बात कर रहे हैं. It is a business process range. How can you simplify? You can by removing extra steps, identifying complexities, restructuring, right? By eliminating less, I'll come to that, Namrata. Second point, I'll go to that. Upgrading technology, extra steps eliminate kar do, useless exercises come kar do, right? For sure, eliminating unnecessary actions like reporting, books बनाओ, अपना ये करो, notes बना के रखो, right? बहुत ज़्यादा documentation है किसी process में. If a particular process needs a lot of documentation, उसको कम कर दो, time बचेगा, right? Eliminating unnecessary steps, right? Reducing drastically the number of stages, eliminating redundant and non-value adding steps, activities and transactions by using technology. By using technology. Technology को use करके आप ये सब हटा सकते हो, right? Technology को use करके you can remove all of these activities. You can reduce the number of hours that people put in by using newer technologies, right? By using newer technologies, you can actually reduce the existing process. कि भाई इतना लंबा प्रोसेस है, 4 दिन लगते हैं, इसको 1 दिन में करना है. तो टेक्नोलॉजी के यूज से कंप्यूटिंग, फास्टर कंप्यूटर्स, फास्टर प्रोसेसेस, सॉफ्टवेयर्स, गुड सॉफ्टवेयर्स पे पैसा खर्च करके you can improve a particular process, right? Okay, Namrata, to your question, you want to this thing, right? So what we're saying is operational excellence is a major basis for competitive. So basically what we're saying is that probably whenever you're changing a particular process, when you're reaching for operational excellency, what Viru Sahasrabudin 3 Idiots said, right? Excellency ke piche bhago, right? Operational excellence. So operational excellence is a major basis. It should essentially focus on the right core process. Identifying कि भैया सही process क्या है जिसको मुझे change करना है, that becomes an issue in BPR. Identifying the right process to be changed is an issue in BPR because most of the companies are not able to identify कि भैया change क्या करना है, right? So that is an issue there. Transfer point of work. Okay, so reduce drastically the number of stages or transfer points of work. That means Mr. K से Mr. A को जा रहा है, Mr. A से Miss P को जा रहा है, Miss P से Miss H को जा रहा है. ये stages of transfer. एक ही काम 4 लोगों के पास घूमता जा रहा है, right? ये transfer points of work कम हो जाना चाहिए. The thin difference between turnaround may be incremental or short or long changes in process or structure, but BPR involves only major improvement in processes. That is right, mentioned. Entirely different thing. Turnaround तो एक अलग ही strategy है, right? And this is only talking about processes, not a strategy. It's not a strategy. It's a process change. Physical money transfer via NEFT, RTGS replaced by net banking by eliminating middlemen and time waste. Can say so, but it is not a business process reengineering. Okay. It's also product development. You guys are getting confused by business process reengineering and product development. अभी मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ, ठीक है? आपकी नॉर्मल मैगी है, उसको आटा मैगी बना दिया. क्या ये बिजनेस प्रोसेस रीइंजीनियरिंग है? राइट? नॉर्मल मैगी से आटा मैगी बना दी, क्या ये बिजनेस प्रोसेस रीइंजीनियरिंग है? प्लीज टेल मी. इज दिस business process reengineering? राइट अनुष्का, गवर्नमेंट अभी तो गवर्नमेंट के बारे में कुछ बोलना नहीं चाहिए, राइट? So normal Maggie becomes Atta Maggie. They introduce Atta Maggie. Is this business process reengineering? No, it is product development. Correct. Now, अभी आपको प्रोडक्ट किस जब जहां पे भी प्रोडक्ट आ रहा है, you are able to understand कि अच्छा प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट हो गया. But product जब हम बोलते हैं goods and service, right? Both the things are products. Your services are also a product, right? Service के अंदर you're getting confused कि यार NEFT आ गया इंस्टेंट, पहले बैंक चेक होता था, अब NEFT आ गया. Okay. Now earlier you used to have a checkbook, right? अभी बहुत कम यूज होती है, but it's rarely used now. Earlier there used to be a checkbook. Your father, your parents, your mother, they would be signing those checks and going to the bank and depositing. Now they have online Google Pay, Paytm कर देते हैं. Is this business process reengineering? You tell me. Is transfer from bank checks to NEFT, RTGS, Paytm, Google Pay, is this business process reengineering, or is this also product development where the product is a service? Where the product is a service. तो service भी तो एक product है भाई, right? I'll come to that example. I'm reaching that point where I'll give you a classic example of BPR. Is conversion of bank checks to RTGS, NEFT, Google Pay or Paytm, is that also business process reengineering? No, that is not BPR. It's a product development. It's a product development. When we say product includes goods and services. Product includes goods and services. भैया सर्विस कस्टमर को अच्छी करके दे रहे हो. Whatever you are giving to the end customer, that is product development or market development. Whatever you're changing internally, अपने business का कोई process, internal process change कर रहे हो, that is business process reengineering. Okay. Now I'll give you a like very philosophical example, and then I'll give you a business example. Okay. Now you have a friend. Okay. Now listen to this example very carefully. Okay. You have a friend. You stop talking to your friend. Okay. Now you have a friend. You don't feel right with them. You don't want to talk to them right now. So you stop talking to them. So you have changed for them. Correct. So you have changed for the end customer. अपने दोस्त के लिए आप बदल गए हैं, आप उनसे बात नहीं करते हैं. That is external. But if you decide internally that I will not get angry, right? If you decide internally that I will not get angry, that is business process reengineering. Internally आप अपने आप में कुछ change कर रहे हो. If you're internally changing something within yourself, that is business process reengineering. So process change कर रहे हो. If you're changing something for the end customer, if bringing something new or changing an existing product or service for the end customer, that is product development, market development, differentiation, cost leadership. सारी strategy उधर जाती है. When you're changing yourself within, same for a business. Now let me give you an example of BPR for a business. Okay, let's take example of Maggie only. Normal Maggie say Atta Maggie, that is product development. But now for that Maggie, the company, okay, now what they used to do is they make 10 lakh Maggies in a day. Okay, उनकी फैक्ट्री में 10 लाख मैगी के पैकेट बनते हैं every day. What they figured out कि यार boss, I can even make 11 lakh packets, but the amount of raw material मैदा, ठीक है, जो मैदा है वो मैदा की क्वांटिटी में ज्यादा नहीं खरीद पा रहा, because the supplier is not able to give me more than 10 lakh units का मैदा. Okay, the supplier has a constraint. As a business process, they identify they can improve their performance. They're making 10 lakh units, they can make 11 lakh units, but उनका raw material कम आता है. they are not able to get the desired amount of raw material to improve their performance. They go and change the process of acquiring raw material from suppliers. तो वो 10 suppliers थे उनके पास, अब उन्होंने एक और supplier add कर दिया. They got 11 suppliers, सबसे 1 लाख यूनिट का raw material लेते हैं, and now they're able to produce 11 lakh units in a day. They have improved their process. This is business process re-engineering. इसमें customer कहाँ है? They have changed their existing process to simplify, to streamline, to become better. Quantum gain of performance. 1 lakh unit every day extra बन रही है. That means they will sell 1 lakh units more. 14 रुपए की मैगी है. 14 lakh rupees का daily revenue extra create कर दिया उन्होंने. Right? This is what business process re-engineering is. This is not Maggie से आटा Maggie. Right? Internal process change kar diya to improve performance. That is BPR. Okay, cool. 3 elements: fundamental rethinking. You have to rethink your existing process. Radical redesigning of the process. पहले आप current process को समझते हो कि what is lacking, right? What is lacking, what is lagging, both. Right? क्या कमी है existing process में is what you identify first. What is missing in the current process? Then you sit down and you redesign that entire process from scratch, and then you aim to achieve dramatic improvement in performance through that new process. The 3 elements is you understand what are the gaps and existing problems in existing process, then you redesign it from scratch, and then you try to achieve improvement of performance, which is dramatic. बहुत ज़्यादा improvement आनी चाहिए from BPR. Okay, cool. 3 categories. Okay, 3 categories of processes. Basically, जब हम बात कर रहे थे core processes की, right? We were talking about core processes कि they have to identify core processes. Right, core processes check करने होते हैं उनको. So they have helped us. The syllabus has helped us to identify the core processes, which can be 3 types. Okay, there can be 3 generic business processes wherein you can do your business process re-engineering. So 3 core processes where you can do business process re-engineering. First, they are pertaining to development and delivery. Okay. Processes relating to development and delivery, processes involving interface with the customers, and processes comprising management activities. For example, okay, I have some questions. Let me just quickly go through that. BPR is redesigning of method to develop a product and not a redesigning of whole product. That is right. Something new and big change in method of production. That is right here. That is what I've been speaking for the last 30 minutes, right? Changing the process of recording books of accounts by manual to IT, that is BPR, super. Changing for customer strategy, changing within ourselves is BPR, that is right. Awesome. If it's clear, good, Aditi. Manoj, if it's changed from manual income tax hearing to online hearing considered as BPR, it can be considered because internally also they have changed the process, right? It is not just for the customer, internally also income department has changed the process. So yes, it is BPR. The updates that we receive on a phone or laptop can be BPR. How? No, sirf updates cannot be BPR. BPR is redesigning of process behind the product. That is right, Prabhas. The spouse is selected by parents. Okay, now this is one lady is ready to get married, right? बॉस पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दे लो, 2 महीने बाद एग्जाम है, इनको शादी की पड़ी है. बताओ. I'm not going with this example. This is not BPR though, right? But now things just go out of their hand, and now we are using online dating. Online dating is not BPR, sir. That is your choice. Okay, वो BPR कैसे हुआ? That is a new product altogether in the market. Shaadi.com is a product. Tinder is a product in the market. वो BPR थोड़ी ना. And getting married is not a business. Okay, so I'm just joking. Probably it's not a BPR, it's a new product. Okay, it's a new market development, it's a product development. तो BPR में मत लेके जाओ ऑनलाइन डेटिंग. एक ही चीज बांध रहे 5 बार देख रहे हो. Siddharth, or paying employees salary through net banking instead of cash. Yes, that is BPR. Change within you guys are taking my MCQ. You're asking me questions and I am answering yes or no. Essentially, I should be asking these questions, right? Change within the internal is BPR, that is right. Eliminating middlemen in delivery of products is BPR, right? Abhi samajh mein aaya, abhi pakad mein aaya, right? Abhi pakad mein aa gaya, what is BPR? Now, three generic core processes that can be divided are development and delivery related. जैसे R&D, engineering, logistics, procurement, simple है यार. Marketing, order fulfillment, formulation, planning, budgeting, performance management, reporting. इसको simple बना दो. The functions are your core processes, right? Processes within each of the functions are core processes, okay? Now, basically, core processes are processes which are directly related to the functions that we talked about, right? Core processes are processes which are directly related to the functions we talked about in functional level strategies. R&D, logistic, marketing, finance, HR, सारे functions को procurement, production, right? ये सारे functions से core process. The main process in each of these functions becomes your core process. Simple as like, right? You can go through this. It is a simple logic. Functions के अंदर ही वो process आ जाता है. Internal changes BPR, that is right now. Steps: determining objectives, identifying customers and determine their needs, study the existing process, formulate a design, implement the design. बचपन से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, फर्स्ट सेशन से हम पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, the steps in any strategy or any change or any simple thing that we're talking about is first you design, you look at the feasibility, then you study the existing process, you formulate and then you implement. राइट इसमें तो कुछ पढ़ने का ही नहीं है. इट इज प्योर लॉजिक. फर्स्ट यू डिटरमाइन कि करना क्यों है, देन यू आइडेंटिफाई करना किसके लिए है, व्हाट डू आई हैव टू डू, फॉर whom do I have to do, then existing process you will understand, then you will formulate what is the right thing to do, and finally you implement, that is you do, right? That is absolutely right. I'll come to that, Pooja. Pooja, you're again getting confused. Internal process change hona is BPR. It is not product development. Internal process change कर रहे हो वो BPR है. Customer के लिए कुछ change कर रहे हो वो product development. Okay? अब उसको internal समझो तो it will become easier for you. Simple. Using technology, we talked about BPR can be done using technology because technology saves a lot of time. It helps in overcoming restrictions of geography and distance, right? Technology है, Teams पे call करो, Google Meet पे call करो, right? Restructuring of relationships, right? That means technology can help in restructuring of relationships. That means the levels reduce, right? अभी 5 मैनेजर नहीं चाहिए. If there is a technology, आपको 10 लोग अपने नीचे काम करने के लिए नहीं चाहिए. You do not need 5 managers in the company. Technology is helping you to take decisions. Technology is helping you to do some work. So your relationships are also changing with technology. Lesser people, more deep relationships. Or if people are moving out of organizations, then also you need to restructure your entire organization structure with technology, right? So technology की वजह से you save a lot of time. Geography is not a barrier कि यार कोई मुंबई में बैठा है, कोई बैंगलोर में बैठा है, you can still connect and change a process, right? Technology की वजह से you can change a process across India through technology, right? You do not have to say कि यार मुंबई में तो कैसे होगा, बैंगलोर में कैसे होगा. Same है. Everything is online and everything can be changed, right? Correct. Let's go to the next one, which is business value in 3. So simple again. What is BPR से improvement कहाँ आ रही है? So BPR से हो रहा है efficiency, effectiveness and innovation, right? Efficiency, effectiveness and innovation. एफिशिएंसी बढ़ती है, इफेक्टिवनेस बढ़ती है, and there are innovation because you're changing the process from scratch. So there is also innovation in BPR. Okay, effectiveness बढ़ती है, efficiency बढ़ती है, and innovation in the company also increases. Right, the chances of innovation, the areas of innovation also increase through BPR. Okay, because of BPR, there is use of technology which increases efficiency, which increases effectiveness, and it gives more area for innovation to the company. Right? Awesome. It's a continuous improvement process. ये तो हर जगह है. That is what I keep telling you. The syllabus is based on pure logic. There is a lot to study, but essentially बात वही है. Right? There is volume to study. I agree. As a student, you have बहुत ज़्यादा volume to study, but essentially logic और बात तो वही रहती है. So even in this slide, आपको कुछ पढ़ने का है. You know, it's a continuous process, right? I'm pretty sure you knew that business process re-engineering is a continuous process. ऐसा नहीं होगा एक बार एक core process change कर दे तो उसको दोबारा change नहीं कर सकते. With time, with change in technology, with change in everything, you will have to change that. Right? You will have to continuously improve the process. You will have to continually improve your entire process from BPR perspective. Right? It's a continuous thing which keeps on going because there is dynamic environment. The environment is dynamic. The processes are dynamic, and everything keeps changing. Right? So that is what happens when there is BPR. It's a continuous process, just like strategy. Right? Okay, difference between efficiency and effectiveness, we have done that. We have done that, Mr. Yu Bhardwaj, last session, right? Cool. Let's go to the next one, which is BPR versus other processes. Okay. Now, BPR versus other processes, how do you identify a BPR versus other process? Okay. Now, the basic principle that differentiates re-engineering from any other improving organizational efficiency. Now, you would come back saying, so from a business perspective, think like a CEO, okay? Think like a CEO or a top management. You will understand, right? You will understand that basically you could also have focused on certain other processes, right? You could have focused on other processes, but how is BPR? How is BPR essentially adding value to the most important thing, which is how do you change or how do you differentiate a core process from other processes? Okay. How do you differentiate a core process from other processes? Number one, at the core of re-engineering lies concept of discontinuous thinking. Okay. Discontinuous thinking means ever improving. Continuously, you will have to change your process. A core process is something that keeps changing with the demand or competition in the society or in the market, right? While re-engineering starts with the process, it does not end there. Okay. Now, this is an important line which is almost every time asked in exams. Okay. Now, this point is something you will have to very carefully remember, that while re-engineering starts with the process, it does not end there. What does this mean? Okay. Okay. Am I partially visible? The question to you guys is, while re-engineering starts with the process, it does not end there. What does this mean? Okay, let's see if you can answer this. While re-engineering starts with a process, it does not end there. While re-engineering starts with the process, it does not end there. What does this mean? Let's see who can answer this. It's a continuous process, okay? Shivam says it's a continuous process. It starts with the process, but it does not end there. What does this mean? Because other interrelated processes need to be changed too. Good one. Good one, Prabhas. It is a continuous process. Yes. What else? Why do you think it does not end there? Right? It starts with the process, but it does not end there. What does this mean? Absolutely. BPR has to be occasionally reviewed and rectified back to back. It is a continuous process, right? It impacts the entire organization. It does not get exhausted with process, but it goes more than that. Absolutely. Okay. Keeps on improving. Great. I think you're getting the concept right, and which is the most important thing, right? You will think yourself, it's easy if I just keep talking. The moment I ask you to answer, you guys answer absolutely right things. And I think that gives me confidence that I'm doing some right examples there. Okay. This means it ends somewhere else, but where? Difference between operation, operate, and run. Operation, operate, and run. Where you coming? This is simple English, Mohan. I don't know where you're coming from on this question. It impacts other processes to change. Super, super. Because multi-dimensional processes are linked to each other. True. Okay, core processes. Now, this was a great answer, that it impacts other processes to change as well. Okay, it does not just end there. It leads to a domino effect, right? आपको वो छोटे 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 डोमिनोज होते हैं, आप एक गिरा तो गिरते चले जाते हैं, right? So BPR forces other core processes to change as well. आप एक process change करोगे, it will lead to a ripple impact wherein all other processes need to be changed as well, right? As long as there is room available for increasing efficiency, you keep improving the process. Super, super Jagdish. I think a lot of philosophical things there, but that makes sense, right? It involves massive organizational change. Okay? छोटे-छोटे process change नहीं कर रहे हैं. It is focusing on core process, and that is why it involves managing massive organizational change. Number 4, it aims at utilizing IT. The question will come to you. The question in examination. The question from this slide in examination is, how is a business process re-engineering different from any other process change? Okay. The question, remember, note it down somewhere if you want to, that how is a business process re-engineering different from a change in any other process? How is BPR different from a change in any other process? These are the 4 points to answer, because core re-engineering, business process re-engineering talks about core processes. It starts with the process, but it does not end there. It leads to change of other processes. It involves massive organizational change, and it aims at utilizing IT for evolving new processes instead of automating things, right? IT use करता है, organizational change होता है. It starts with the process but does not end there. And concept of discontinuous thinking, that means focuses on the core processes, reimagining them from scratch. Okay, how is BPR different from change in any other process? 4 points on your screen for examination, right? Cool. Let's jump on to the next one, right? We talked about issues, and this is something, an extension of that particular topic, right? It's just an extension of that particular topic, which says it may involve resistance amongst workforce, right? Existing employees might feel कि यार आप process change क्यों कर रहे हो? हमारे लिए double मेहनत हो रही है, right? It probably involves resistance among the workforce, right? And that is what happens. It disturbs established hierarchies and functional structures. Okay, it disturbs the existing hierarchy, the existing functional structures. So what we're saying is, पहले 5 managers थे, 10 reportees थे. Now because of BPR, you're improving your efficiency, you're increasing your efficiency. You remove 2 managers, you remove 5 people, and it disturbs that organizational structure. Okay, so the problem is, it might lead to a lot of change in organizational structure and people might not like it, right? Resistance from workforce. People might say, yeah, we are confident, we are comfortable with the existing process. We do not want to change the process. We do not want to be involved in a new process. We are comfortable with the existing process, but the company knows that they can increase the efficiency by improving the process. Okay, it involves time and money. ये तो हर जगह ही है. The problem with all the things is कि पैसा और time बहुत लगता है, so it becomes challenging, right? Setting of targets is tricky and difficult, right? Improvement lana in an existing process is tricky and difficult. You have to identify the right set of core process. You have to identify the right set of improvements to ensure that BPR is successful. To ensure that BPR is successful, you need to set right targets, right? And that is a problem with BPR कि यार इतना टाइम तो वेस्ट हो जाएगा सोचने में कि भैया चेंज क्या कर, right? BPR में you will not have review and evaluation. Essentially, because you're talking about improvement, you will anyway see that, or it's a continuous process. You'll keep changing that. Okay, that is why you will not see control and evaluation, because you cannot essentially control. It's a continuous process which will eventually छोटे-छोटे processes हैं, right? वो domino effect आएगा. तो अब उसको control करने से अच्छा है you keep changing that, क्योंकि process change करना easy है than a strategy. Changing a process is easier than a change of strategy, right? Bank merger is not BPR, yeah, Mansha. You are getting again confused. Merger is a corporate level strategy. BPR पे process change करना है, right? खाना खाने का तरीका change कर रहे हो आप, right चम्मच की जगह आप हाथ से खा रहे हो. That is BPR, okay? BPR is चम्मच की जगह हाथ से खाना खा रहे हो, खाने का प्रोसेस चेंज कर दिया. आप कह रहे हो मैंने पिज्जा की जगह मैं तो बर्गर ऑर्डर करूंगा. दैट इज अ प्रोडक्ट, वो तो पूरा प्रोसेस ही चेंज हो गया. वो प्रोसेस नहीं, वो तो प्रोडक्ट ही चेंज हो गया. बट आप चम्मच की जगह हाथ से खा रहे हो, दैट इज BPR. ओके, मर्जर इज नॉट BPR. मर्जर तो कॉर्पोरेट लेवल स्ट्रैटेजी है, प्रोसेस नहीं है मर्जर कोई. ओके, don't get confused with corporate level strategies. They are well defined there. We have done that with examples. So do not get confused there. Okay. Okay, cool. Last topic for us is benchmarking. Like I have always said, I think most of you would have known this, or if not, benchmarking को याद रखने का simple तरीका है शर्मा जी का बेटा, okay, और बेटी, whatever you want to consider. Benchmarking is Sharma ji ka beta or beti. Now, why do I say that? Because benchmarking is comparison. Benchmarking is comparing with your competition. Comparing with your competition is called benchmarking. Comparing yourself with your competition is called benchmarking. Comparing yourself with your competition is called benchmarking, and that is why I call it Sharma ji ka beta, because your parents will come and compare you with them, right? And you will say, yaar, wo dekho kitna acha kar raha hai, aap kuch nahi kar rahe ho. That is benchmarking. They are benchmarking. They are setting them as example ki dekho wo kitna acha kar raha hai, right? Exactly. I gave the same thing in BCK, right? So benchmarking is setting goals and measuring productivity based on best industry practices. This means you identify कि मेरी industry में who is the best one, right? Which is the best company in my business, and I want to achieve where they are. So setting goals and measuring productivity in comparison to comparing it to the best industry practices, right? Benchmark is as a standard or a point of reference what you want to achieve, right? For example, 10 minutes delivery. अभी 10 मिनट में जो डिलीवरी हो रही है, that is benchmarking. एक कंपनी, the industry best practices become कि 10 मिनट में also companies are delivering some goods. Now all e-commerce companies are feeling कि यार this is a best industry practice. We also have to achieve this 10 minutes delivery. This is called benchmarking. This is called benchmarking. Okay. Delivering within 10 minutes is called, it has set a standard, has set a best industry standard. Every company wants to achieve that. That is called benchmarking. Okay. Is it setting a target? Yes, it is setting a target as the best industry में जो अभी सभी सबसे best है उसको आप अपना target बनाओ. That is benchmarking. You consider the best in your industry as your benchmark, as your standard, as your target, and you reach to achieve that. That is called benchmarking. Cool. Not an issue, Mancha. We are here to help and answer those questions. Clear all your doubts here itself. आज के बाद it might not be possible for me to interact so closely with you. So ask all your doubts, okay? Continuous improvement. Why would you, if you're wanting to achieve what the best in the industry has, that means you will continuously improve, correct? Benchmarking exercises are repeated periodically, right? This means industry में अब जैसे 10 minutes delivery है, कल को 7 minutes आ गई, तो 7 minutes will become a benchmark. So it's repeated periodically, right? It's repeated, it keeps changing as well. कोई और उनसे अच्छा कर देगा तो वो बेस्ट बन जाएगा. So आज अगर विराट कोहली is best, tomorrow somebody else will be best. पहले सचिन तेंदुलकर, then you had Saurav Ganguly, Sachin Tendulkar, all these were benchmarks for cricketers. Now Virat Kohli is the benchmark or Rohit Sharma is the benchmark, right? Tomorrow somebody else will become a benchmark for all the aspiring cricketers in India, right? So benchmarks keep changing, okay? This is what it says. Does it mean that benchmarking is not a panache for all problems? No, it is not. Okay, 6 steps. How do you identify or how do you benchmark? Okay, you identify the need for benchmarking. Why do I want to become the best? Clearly understanding existing process. You understand my existing process क्या है? Identify the best process. Compare your own process and performance with that. Prepare a strategy or a plan to how to achieve the best practice in the industry. And finally, you evaluate. Okay. So identify the need, clearly understand your existing process, identify the best process, compare ki kahan pe gap hai, what are the differences, how do you want to achieve that, prepare a plan, how you will actually execute to reach that standard, what the best in the industry has, and you evaluate and see whether you are achieving that or not, right? That is benchmarking ke 6 steps. Again, simple, not much to explain. You will have to study this when you revise or when you study from the study material or when you revise from these notes. It's simple. It's fairly simple, I think, right? There will be case studies also. अभी हमारे पास है एक सवा घंटा है, कर लेंगे. Okay. Cool, Nilavju. That's your personal thing. And with that, your entire syllabus for strategic management is complete. Okay. With that, your entire syllabus for strategic management is complete, all 8 chapters. Okay. Now, before I go to this thing, right, I will want to spend another 15 good minutes. Abhi 8:15, 8:16 or 8:18, whatever the number is. Next 15 minutes, right? Next 15 minutes, let us ask all the questions that we have from syllabus. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, jo bhi lagega. Let us ask all our doubts, all our questions. If I do not know any answer, I will ask the question from the group who is active on the chat. And let's see if your friends can help you with that answers as well. Okay? Cool. Already, how do you become a faculty? Probably first and foremost step is you become a chartered accountant. Okay? So that is the first way. And second, forms keep coming out. Right? Be active on ICI website. You will figure out opportunities. Okay. That is your answer there. Finally, khatam ho gaya. So happy. Radhika is so happy. Jaan choti. Automating the process involves IT only. Why does not BPR's aim? No, IT is used for BPR. So IT का aim automating is essentially BPR का aim of automating, right? BPR का aim है simplify करना. Okay, Karthik. BPR का aim is to simplify a particular process. Simplification के लिए we use IT or technology which aims at automation. Simple. How are ITC Hotel and Honda Motors indirect competitors? Shiva, let's talk about this example very quickly. Honda की एक कार आती है, let's say 6 lakh rupees की, and ITC hotels का the luxury hotel tells you that come stay with us in ITC Bali, okay, in ITC Mauritius. ITC का एक Mauritius में होटल है, and they say come stay with us for 7 days. We will give you the best luxury possible. आपको plane में लेके जाएंगे, आपको private helicopter मिलेगा, and you just have to pay 6 lakh rupees for 7 days. Honda says 6 lakh रुपए में गाड़ी ले लो, and a person and ITC hotel says कि यार 6 lakh रुपए में आप luxury feel कर लो for your honeymoon. Okay. Now, a newly married couple will have to decide how do you want to spend 6 lakh rupees. Personal choice, okay. Whether they want to go on a honeymoon, spending 6 lakh rupees in Mauritius in a super luxury hotel, or they want to buy a Honda car. So Honda or ITC indirect competition ho gaye. So they are aiming for the same customer, but their products are different. Indirect competition. Aiming for the same customer, the products are different. Indirect competition, okay. Transactional example. Transactional example means transactional leaders क्या होते हैं? They tell you, I want this file on Friday 5 p.m. Please like send me this particular data. This is transactional, okay. They are process oriented. इतने बजे ये वाली फाइल ऐसे बना के मुझे दीजिए. So transactional leaders are very process oriented. This is how it is to be done. Please call this person and tell them that this is what is to be done. This is a transactional leader. A transformational leader is, I think we can do this right. Probably go and think about it. How do you want to do that? Let's do that. He is giving, or he or she is giving you the space to think about a process. आपके ऊपर responsibility देते हैं कि आप अपनी मर्जी से काम करो, but ये काम मुझे ये चाहिए. I want you to achieve this. Do it yourself. That is transformational. Transactional is spoon feed करते हैं. Do this like this by Wednesday. Give it to me. Okay, that is transactional leader. Okay, both are successful. It really depends on the person, right? Sure, Mohan, there is virtual classes at ici.in. वहाँ पे आप you can send your doubts, right? Virtual classes at ici.org or in. It's in. It's in. So you can send your doubts there. Okay. Absolutely, for being faculty, CA is a benchmark. It is not a benchmark. It is a necessity. Okay. Is it necessary to write down all these notes? Not necessarily. I am uploading all these notes. Particularly, I think these are notes only, right? आपके लिए notes ही बनाए हुए हैं मैंने. So this can help. Cool. Okay. Please provide most important chapters and number of examination point of view. Most important chapters, all of them, okay. But if Hiril, my suggestion to everyone is, please do at least 5 last attempt question papers. इसको तो करना ही है. There is no alternative to it, okay. Telling you from personal experience, I was able to clear my examinations relatively faster, relatively easily. मुझे बहुत benefit मिला from the thing that I practiced a lot of past year question papers. उससे क्या होता है? You understand which chapters are asked more frequently, which topics are more important from a syllabus perspective, right? वो आपको ज़्यादा समझ आता है अपनी नजरिए से, right? So do last 5 year at least 5 attempt के पेपर करो, आपका आंसर खुद मिल जाएगा. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर्स कौन से हैं, right? You read the chapters and purchase the question bank. Prepare the subjective question answer from question bank. You can, but study the study material also. Probably run through it, the chapters, go through it, underline whatever you want to. There is no alternative to solving questions. Okay. Probably that is your choice, Shivam. I would go for a luxury hotel. गाड़ी तो depreciate हो जाएगी, right? तो Uber Ola भी कर सकता हूँ, but luxury कहाँ मिलेगी आपको, right? Personal choice. Cool, already. How you can do that? Probably you can do that. Why can't you do that? Saturday, Sunday है ना आपके पास. You should utilize your Saturday, Sundays as well. Why not? Benchmarking is not for all problems. That means it will not solve all your problems. Okay, Aditi, it means it is not a sure shot कि यार आप अगर आप benchmark बना लोगे, you will become best in the industry, right? You will achieve that. It will not solve all your problems, right? A classic example is even if you become Deepika Padukone or Shah Rukh Khan, that doesn't mean your life will be very well sorted. You might have a lot of good things, but you will still have a lot of problems at that level also. Deepika Padukone को भी problems होंगी life में, Shah Rukh Khan को भी problems होंगी life में, right? So this is exactly the same thing. Benchmarking is not solving all your problems. It will make you reach as the best in the industry, but you will still have problems, okay? Which you will have to solve continuously. वही तो business है. अभी टाटा को भी तो बहुत सारी problems होंगी. Tata as a company, right? They are the best in the industry. They are the biggest company in India. They are the most renowned, most trusted brand. Still, they will have problems, right? How to write short notes, keywords. I can tell you from personal experience, keywords are the success mantra. Okay? Keywords in सारे notes में go through my PDFs. I have only given keywords. मैंने सिर्फ और सिर्फ keywords निकाले हुए हैं from study material. And I've put that because I also have to like talk so much around a topic. एक PPT में 2 line लिखी होती है, but I speak 10 minutes on one slide. So because I have given that keyword, so that keyword can help you. What strategy for studying exams? Okay, what was my strategy? Simple. See, like Gayatri, what I used to do was I read study material thoroughly and I solved a lot of questions. Okay. Simple was my revision was solving questions. I did not go back to study material to revise again. I went on to solve last question papers, suggested answers, सब कुछ website पे डाला हुआ है. Everything is there on ICI website. Go download, practice, print लो, underline करो, पढ़ो, mark करो, like fill your registers, boss, right? That will help you. You will remember when you see, I have seen students or people doing that. Pen, बहुत सारे pen collect करते हैं. So the more you write, you have empty pens, right? One of my friends had more than 50 pens, empty 50 pen खत्म कर दिए लिख के, right? And she scored really well in examinations. So I'm not saying everyone needs to write, but find what suits you, but practice बहुत सारा. Okay, you have to practice बहुत सारा. सिर्फ पढ़ के जाओगे तो कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा. Understand questions. Okay, questions समझने वाली होती है. And that is why you have these sessions. Ask your questions, doubt समझ लो. अभी practice करेंगे case फटाफट से. How to write short notes, done. Okay. What strategy should we have? Theory subjects, SM, EIS, audit. See, probably theory subjects, I know, I have gone through it. Audit to बहुत ही like, it's difficult to remember things in audit, right? There are sections, there are standards of audit, there are numbers, then there are process, then there are case studies. बाप रे, बहुत कुछ होता है audit में, right? Again, I think आप उठा लो अपना like past papers, RTP उठा लो, okay? Do mock tests, okay? Study material के पीछे you have a lot of questions in audit. Do that. Study material questions are like golden, okay? I'll tell you from experience, I felt a lot of times examination have very similar questions from study material, okay? So focus a lot on study material questions. Sometimes almost same question aa jata hai, right? Because the ICI, the institute also wants you to understand that the questions are going to come from study material only, right? वही तो Bible है. सारे tuitions की books are written from the study material in their own language. Probably more colorful, probably more concise, easy to read for sure, but core material to study material, right? So उसके पीछे जो questions है, I think 40% marks तो आप वहीं से उठा सकते हो, is what I feel. Okay. Changing offline banking system with net banking is BPR, but adding a QR code feature along with net banking is a product development. Can be, Shreya. Can be. Okay. इतनी ज़्यादा डिटेल में जाओगे खुद ही कंफ्यूज होते रहोगे. Just remember, changing something within the organization, BPR, changing something for the customer, product development. Okay. What do you think, Pooja? Am I a rank holder? मेरी शक्ल से लगता है मैं rank holder. I don't think मेरी शक्ल से लगता है मैं rank holder. And I'm not a rank holder. Okay. I wanted to, but it's fine. Where can you get last attempt papers? ICI website, right? Go to question papers, fast question papers, RTP में मिल जाता है, suggested answers में मिल जाता है. There are links, suggested answers, question papers. You can find that on ICI BOS knowledge portal. Practice in writing if that suits you, not mandatory. सबका अपना अपना तरीका है. Everyone has their own way of learning, so that depends. Okay. What else? What else? Let me take these questions. Okay. What is the difference between vision and shared vision? Okay. So vision is basically from the corporate level. Shared vision is basically when it's done or when it's prepared by taking viewpoint of everyone in the organization. It's called a shared vision. Or not just the organization, but suppliers, customers, all the stakeholders को नजर में रखते हुए, when you create a vision, it's called a shared vision. Okay. What else? Got it. Okay, so Sneha saying good morning. Good morning, Sneha. Like finally awake. SRK has problems, right? You're doing articleship, then how you should manage study and articleship? The entire world is doing that. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Puri Dunya Namrata is doing that, studying and doing articleship. Every CA student is doing that. So I don't think that is a problem. That is all about how do you want to manage. So sometimes you will have to do some battamizi in articleship, probably saying take more leaves or when you have to study, right? या फिर आप काम जल्दी खत्म करके निकल जाओ. Everyone does that. I'm just being practical with you, right? So when you're nearing examinations, probably you should focus more on studies. Essentially, a good firm will support your studies. So I think that is how you manage it. You convince your seniors, you influence your seniors in your office to grant you more time to study, because only when you clear examinations, you will become a chartered accountant, not just by completing your work at Articleship. Correct? So figure that out. One ready, you can go to LinkedIn and see whatever you want to about anyone. Okay. I'm not answering those questions. Internal audit profession is good than external profession. I think really depends. Some people like internal audit is about processes. External audit or statutory audit, if you are talking about, is more about books of accounts, process, your accounting, your foreign exchange, your treasury. You think about the entire financials, the financial statements, note to accounts, cash flow, working capital. If that is what interests you, go for strategy audit. Internal audit is based on processes. It has nothing to do with finances. Okay. Internal audit has nothing to do with finance. Internal audit, a CA can also do an internal audit of IT. कि IT process कैसे होता है एक company का, you can do an internal audit there. So if you're interested in understanding business processes, which has nothing to do with your syllabus, right, go for internal audit. But if you're interested in like financials, balance sheets, big PLs, how are these transactions happening at a transaction level, you're interested in working, go for strategy audit. Okay. So it is not which one is better. It is more about understanding both the difference क्या है and what excites you more. Simple है. पहले समझो कि वो होता क्या है. Instead of just going by market कि यार internal audit से अच्छा तो external है, external से अच्छा तो internal है. पहले समझ लो कि वो होता क्या है, right? That will help you take a more informed decision. Can we say benchmarking helps you mitigate problems? No. It's just achieving the best industry practice. Tata has also entered into health supplement. Absolutely, yes, Tata is expanding like anything. It is right to solve question in the first reading only. I think you can, Namrata. It gives you a fair view ki padna kya hai bhai, right? You can solve questions in the first reading. I think that helps. How to remember a lot of theory by giving two groups. Shivam, you want to rank, study two groups. If you are not focusing on rank, you are focusing on clearing examinations is your focus. I say go for group 1. If your focus is on clearing both the groups, essentially that means you should focus on a rank. Okay. In this paper, quantity is important or quality. The best mix of quantity and more focus on quality, but ekdam hi chote answers mat likh ke aana. At least write 4 to 5 line answers in short answers. At least 4 से 5 lines to लिख देना with quality key points. Okay. Exactly. Ball pen खत्म करके achievement. I know. It's an achievement when you finish a pen. You feel like boss इतना सारा पढ़ लिया हमने. Right? No, Radhika, I have not taught EIS. Right? It's a tough paper. बहुत technical है. How to study EIS? I know it's very technical. You have to remember cloud computing, database management system, वगैरह, right? But okay, that's also fun. That's something new. कुछ नया पढ़ने मिलता है. So I think अब पढ़ना पड़ेगा तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा. That is part of the syllabus. What about articleship, Gayatri? What do you want to know about articleship? I've worked for a lot of companies, Siddharth, right? That's what I say. Go and build your network on LinkedIn. You'll get to know what chartered accountants are doing after becoming CA. करते क्या हैं, कहाँ पे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं, क्या जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, क्या प्रैक्टिस अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, क्या स्टार्टअप अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं. LinkedIn पे जाओ, सब कुछ मिलेगा. Start building your LinkedIn, right? I keep shouting that again and again because I was very late. मेरे को तो जॉब मिलने के भी 2 साल बाद मैंने LinkedIn बनाया. Right? You can start now. It will help you like anything. Right? Namrata is also collecting empty pens. We also write. I also collect empty pens. It's really fun. And then my parents say, "Kya kabadi hai? Isko fake." And then I throw them away. But till then, till they identify कि मेरे पास 15-20 pens हो गए, I keep collecting those empty pens. Probably, Sita. I might be at consulting level. I don't know. Maybe figure that out. Find out. That's a task for you. Is it necessary to write lengthy stories telling answers in case of long questions or a better quality or small answer point? Okay, I think I can explain that here. Should be fine. Give me 1 second. I'll give you a trick. Okay, I'll give you a trick how you should write your answers. अभी बता देते हैं. इसका marking कहाँ पे पास? Give me 1 second. I'm figuring out marker. And let me just go to this. Perfect. Now, watch this. How you should write an answer. Okay. You should write lengthy stories or not. The correct way is star approach. Okay. There is something to write answers. It is called star approach. There's an approach to write answers. We call it star approach. Okay. Now, you give the situation, okay? That means you explain the question first. Your question is पूछा है, you write down the keywords of the question saying कि as per the question, this, so that the examiner knows you have understood the question, right? Then you do task, okay? Situation, and then you do task. That means what is your actual answer? What do you think, your perspective? Okay. First you tell what the question is asking, then you tell what you think is the right answer of that question. So let's say the question is, what are the differences between BPR and other processes? So you will start the question with the difference between BPR and other processes that can be identified at 4 levels are as follows. Question same copy kar diya. Then you give the task, okay? Now A, B, C, D आपने अपना बता दिया कि these are the 4 points of answers. Finally, it's called action. Okay, action means if let's say if a case is asking for you to identify and tell the right process, then you tell them the right process. So you give them ki this is what the 4 areas of differentiation of BPR with other processes are. As per the case or the small case that will be given to you in the examination, this is the right thing for the business to do. That is action. And finally, you give them a result. That means you conclude your answer. You conclude your answer saying, so as a result of identifying the BPR, like in place of other processes, if the business focuses on the core process, it will achieve quantum gains in improvement of processes, which will eventually lead to a competitive advantage for the company. एंड में कंक्लूजन देके क्वेश्चन खत्म कर दिया, राइट? 2 लाइनें, 3 लाइनें फॉर ऑल दीज 4 पैराग्राफ्स. सो डिवाइड योर आंसर इनटू 4 पैराग्राफ्स. ईच पैरा कैन हैव 2 to 3 लाइन्स. 3 लाइन्स फॉर 4 पैराग्राफ्स मेक्स इट 12 लाइन्स. 12 लाइन्स का आंसर इज मोर देन इनफ, राइट? एंड यूज दिस अप्रोच. फर्स्ट में write down the question itself in your own language. Your T and A, your task and action should be your real answer. Okay. First, you write what the book says, then action what your inference for that theory answer based on case is, and R is the result, which is the final conclusion. 1.5 line ka, 1.5 lines ka, you give a conclusion and you conclude the answer. See, this is what will happen if business does this. This is what will happen. This is the benefit of this particular topic. Over. Right? You will get sure shot great marks if you follow this 4 paragraph procedure. And always whenever there are points, जहाँ पे भी points हैं, put bullets, put numbers. Open paragraph में लिखोगे कोई नहीं पढ़ने वाला है. Okay? कोई भी नहीं पढ़ने वाला है. Okay? Now think of a question paper answer booklet जो ऐसे आपने फटाफट ऐसे बहुत सारी lines लिखी हुई हैं. Okay? Now an examiner looks at a sheet which looks like somewhat like this. इतने बड़े बड़े आंसर्स दिए हुए हैं, राइट? एंड देयर इज अनदर आंसर शीट which someone has written like this, right? They have this, then they have 1 bullet, they have 2 bullet, they have 3 bullet, then they have another 2 lines, and then they have conclusion की 1 line. कौन सा ज्यादा नीट लग रहा है? Which one is a better format for an examiner to read? Okay, think from an examiner's perspective. You might be giving the right answer, right? But it is difficult. कितने 15 लाइन कैसे पढ़ूंगा? वो बोर हो जाएगा. They will be irritated, right? Give them a simple format to read. Starting 2 points, 3 points, star, S, task, action, and this is your conclusion result. Last में 1 line. छोटा सा format बना दो and really helps the examiner to understand the simple कैसे पढ़ना. Okay, cool. Radhika, I did articleship from a mediocre firm. I did not go to Big Four because I wanted to do taxation. So tax के लिए I want to do litigation. मेरा बहुत मन था that I go to income tax offices, I go to court, right? मैं जाके देखूं क्या कैसे काम होता है. So I did from a mediocre firm. Great experience there. So it really depends what you want to do. Okay. You are a bit weak in accounts. How should you study? So yeah, first of all, high five. I was also very weak in accounts. But again, I think how I tackled accounts was I got an exemption in accounts at final level also per se. I think I'm just repeating that thing back and forth, but solving questions. That has helped me immensely. I used to take out printout of the entire question paper और उसको मैं solve करता था. And then I used to match my answers with suggested answers. There is something on ICI BOS knowledge portal which is a gold mine, which is suggested answers, which means कि यार इस question paper में, इस साल के इस May attempt के question paper में, what was ICAI's, the examiner's expectation of an answer for this particular question? Entire thing आप जाके download करोगे ना, it is a gold mine, right? I used to do that. Like study material is Bhagavad Gita, right? I'm saying Bible, ये तो आप तो offend हो गए ना. It's Bhagavad Gita, it's Quran, it's Bible. It's a holy book for you. Okay. Cool. Awesome. You saw my marks. Wonderful. Internal audit versus external audit for professional. I've answered that here. I've answered that. If we complete one chapter in class, then we need to start first a study from SM question and then read detailed topic. You can do that. That should help, right? That is your strategy. Right, Virendra? Do I look weak? I call it fit, right? पहले मैं मोटा हुआ करता था, फिर मैं पतला हो गया, right? And I won't call myself weak. I call myself healthy. यार ऐसे offend तो मत कर. Study material only last exam, but not able to pass. Not an issue, Sarthi. What to do? Do attempt a lot of questions this time, as concept is almost clear. Super. Solve questions, solve questions, solve questions. So if you have already studied the concept, solve as many questions as you can, right? That will for sure, and be confident, right? I think you really need to buck up your confidence कि हो जाएगा exam है यार, हो जाएगा pass. इतना stress नहीं लेना होता, right? Here I've answered. Internal audit, external audit, good for the future depends. You want to focus on non-financial things. आपको financials bore करते हैं, आपको balance sheet, profit loss account, cash flow bore लगता है. Internal audit में चले जाओ. आपको वो exciting लगता है कि यार how is an M&A transaction happening? वो books of accounts कैसे बनते हैं? What are the financials? How this financials look? Due diligence एक चीज होती है. Right, transfer pricing एक चीज होती है. All these will fall under external audit domain, wherein you're talking about different things related to financials. Transfer pricing है, M&A है, taxation है, the external audit in terms of all सब कुछ वो financials से related होता है. Internal audit has nothing to do with financials. Simple process जो होते हैं कंपनी के, it can be any that most technical. गाड़ी कैसे बनती है, गाड़ी की assembly line कैसे है, उसका ऑडिट करना कि यहाँ पे क्या इंप्रूव हो सकता है असेंबली लाइन. दैट इज इंटरनल ऑडिट. सो रियली डिपेंड्स व्हाट एक्साइट्स यू. देयर इज नो श्योर शॉट व्हिच इज बेस्ट फॉर द फ्यूचर. बोथ आर गुड, बोथ आर गुड. कोई भी काम खत्म नहीं होने वाला है. बी अश्योर्ड ऑन दैट. नीलव जो आई एम इन एवरीथिंग. आई डू एवरीथिंग पॉसिबल. ओके, बट मेजरली आई एम इन जॉब. सो आई एम एम्प्लॉयड right now. It is good to interact with you in the mornings. Okay. Okay. I'm not an article guy or even BCom or CA. Super vanity. You're nothing. You're just a CA. You're saying just a CA. Okay. How to present case study theory questions in exam. I just gave you the format. Vaishnavi. Here's the format. This is the format you should follow, right? Star approach, and this is a format I've given on the screen. Okay, cool. How to remember a lot of theory? I wish I had an answer, Shivam. How you can remember theory? ये तो classic problem, worldwide problem. I also face that. How do you remember theory? Right? You will have to. There is no trick per se. कंसंट्रेशन से पढ़ोगे तो हो भी जाएगा. स्टोरी की तरह पढ़ो. प्रोबेबली व्हाट हेल्प्स यू. अभी आपको महाभारत की स्टोरी याद है. यू नो द स्टोरी ऑफ रामायण. कैसे पता है आपको? क्योंकि वो स्टोरी है तो वो याद रह जाती है. अभी बुक में उसको स्टोरी की तरह पढ़ोगे तो शायद वो भी याद रह जाए. राइट. Is there segregation of duties in Big Four? Yes, absolutely. There is classic segregation of duties. I've done my articleship. I told about that. They're prepared for interviews. I think, I'll be honest with you, the market is really competitive. I applied for more than 100 companies and I got shortlisted in what, 6-7 companies only, right? It's very, very competitive out there. Okay? I don't want to scare you, but that is the fact. Aram se I would have applied to more than 100 companies. I created an Excel sheet also. And shortlist kitna 6-7. And even that, I got selected in 3. Probably yes, I got selected in only 3 out of the 100 I applied. So it's very competitive. How preparing for interviews? Starting mein to they'll talk about your syllabus and your articleship. So if you're doing articleship, right, from wherever, I'm not saying a big four or a small firm or not even doing an articleship. Just be clear in interviews of what you did. Be honest. Do not try to fake. If you're not done audit of a bank, don't tell them you have done audit of a bank. Okay? As simple as that. वो पकड़ लेंगे और they'll ask you 10,000 questions and you will have no answers. Okay. What is LAFAR? What is memorandum of like changes? MOC बनता है बैंक ऑडिट में. आपको पता ही नहीं होगा वो ऐसी चीज पूछ लेंगे, right? What is the limit of keeping cash in bank? आपको पता ही नहीं होगा आपने बैंक ऑडिट नहीं किया, right? They'll catch those questions. And you can Vanity refer just so simplest answer like classic answer coming from one of your friends on the chat is how to write answer is just write refer study material. Super sir, 100 marks मिल जाएंगे. Prabhas, you love EIS? That's great. Good to know you love EIS. Is Big Four better than a small firm? Practically, if you have an opportunity to join a Big Four, go for it. Right? Honest, practical advice. If you have an opportunity, if you have the resources, if you're comfortable changing your city, right? Big Fours are majorly in big cities only, probably. So if you can do that, go for it. Can we take articleship transfer in second year? You can. Really depends on how good you're at negotiation with your article firm. Right? You can do that. Strategy get 40 marks in 70B. How can I achieve it? Jagdish, practice, questions. Okay, cool. How to get into Big Four articleship? Start building your network on LinkedIn. LinkedIn pe daily I see 10 people posting they have openings in articleship in Big Fours. Okay. LinkedIn pe to har din I see 10 posts about articleship openings in Big Four. Reach out to those people, crack the interviews and you will be in. Okay, cool. Some guidance about articleship firms, pros and cons. That is what we are talking about. If you have an opportunity, if you're comfortable shifting your cities, go for a Big Four, right? But it's not a hard, fast rule to success. But you get better opportunities based on that. You do get better opportunities. Okay. Quoting examples in the exam will help. Absolutely, yes, it will. Yes, Namrata, I am also practicing. That is cool. A lot of us are collecting empty pens, right? Shunilajju, I think we have talked about this, how to use the word strategy and strategic management in every answer, right? To extra marks are awarded. Not essentially every answer, but wherever it makes sense. Okay? Wherever it makes sense, वहाँ पे तो डाल देना, right? अभी question मान लो आ गया आपका about benchmarking, strategy कहाँ डालोगे उसमें, right? So, but using the word strategy in terms of it can be used in conclusion. Okay? So, to conclude any answer, you can talk about a strategy of XYZ, this particular strategy, or if the company follows the above strategy, it will achieve dash. So, using those words in conclusion can really help. Okay, 100 MB left. What is 100 MB left? Oh, okay. So second one, you're saying second one here. Got it. Awesome. Karthik is sending all the empty. Karthik, can you please stop spamming? We have 50 blank comments. That's irritating. Don't do that. Cool. What is goodness on margins? Okay, Shivam, so goodness on margins is profitability. You have to be a profitable company. Okay, cool. Can we change from one to another stream within 3 years of articleship? Very difficult. You cannot change from internal to statutory audit within your articleship. It's very difficult. Okay, it's very difficult. You have to be very clear on what you want. Big firms or even small firms don't entertain confusion. Okay. Be very clear on what you want. think from a employer perspective, right? आपके पास कोई काम करने आया 6 महीने में बोले कि यार नहीं मुझे आपका काम पसंद नहीं आ रहा, कोई और काम दे दो. You're like, boss, काम पसंद नहीं आ रहा क्या होता है, right? That is work. That is how I earn money. Okay, so be very clear with what you want to do. Think from the other person's perspective also. Cool. All the big fours are in Bangalore, right? Big five, big 10 sub Bangalore. If you're in Bangalore, you can figure out opportunities. There are so many opportunities there. Writing examples with star approach, yes. Tips for economics, I'm not sure. I have not gone through the syllabus for economics. Not the right person to answer that question. Cool. Karthik is saying, usko bhi padha do. Let's start. Yes, Jagdish, next 5 minutes, let's start the case study. We'll do that. 9:30 tak lenge because break beech mein ho gaya tha. Right? Sneha, you can guess my age. I'm just 16 years old, okay? If you're interested in shifting to cities, you will have a lot of opportunities. If you're open to shifting to different cities, you will have 10 times more opportunities, okay? Awesome. Inter attempts matter for getting jobs? Essentially, I would say no. But see, my practical, honest approach to you is market. That means the job market is okay till 2 attempts. Okay, the job market is okay and comfortable with 2 attempts. They will consider you till 3 attempts. After 3 attempts, it becomes difficult. Okay, that is my honest feedback. 2 attempts are fine in the market. Everyone knows it will take at least 2 attempts. Even for a very good, sincere student, it can take 2 attempts. Right? So they are fine with it. 3 attempts के बाद मुश्किल हो जाता है. Right? It's not impossible. It's difficult. It becomes difficult. So be aware of that. Okay. I don't want to dishearten you. I just want to show you the real picture. Okay. That is my idea. Probably I might get a beating from the institute for saying these things, but I just want to be practical to you as a one-on-one, right? Because I've been through it, so I know. I've seen friends through it, so I know it. Probably people are guessing my age. Let me guess your marks now. You're guessing my age. Let me guess your marks. ऐसे तो लड़ाई हो जाएगी, right? Sure, Manadi, I'll tell that to her. First lecture, I told I'm 80 years old, right? I'm Batman ही मैं हूँ. I am the Batman. Shiva, I've done articleship from a mid-level firm in Delhi in taxation. Okay. Not an issue, Karthik. So not spamming, that's fine. But पूरा chat भर दिया आपने खाली. Cool. I think I've answered all the questions. Case study कर रहे हैं बस, sir. I'm also waiting for case study only. But I just, because this is the last session, I do not want to miss anyone's questions, right? वो मेरा ज़्यादा focus है, because after this I will not be able to answer these one-on-one questions per se. How many attempts you took to enter in CA? Luckily, I could clear that here very quick, right? I could do that in 1 attempt. So lucky for me, तुक्के लग गए मेरे, right? Do you need a resume for articleship? Absolutely yes. बिना resume के क्या अपनी शक्ल? You can take your photo. You will need a resume, Pooja. For sure, you will need a resume. Resume तो चाहिए हर जगह. बनाना शुरू कर दो, right? Got it. Okay. You have a small query regarding practical subjects. Can be stepwise marks. Do you get stepwise marks? That's a controversial topic. Okay. Do you get stepwise marks, Vijay? Really depends, yeah. I can't comment on that. Essentially, don't I would say don't rely on step marking. You might not even get that. Okay. So do not rely saying कि यार steps के marks मिल जाएंगे तो pass हो जाऊंगा. Maybe not. So it's a controversial topic. Depends on examiner to examiner. However, I think there are provisions to give step marks in certain questions. हर क्वेश्चन में स्टेप मार्क्स नहीं मिलते हैं, बट स्पेशली FR विच इज फाइनेंशियल रिपोर्टिंग, राइट, वहां पे आपको स्टेप मार्क्स इन बिगर क्वेश्चन लाइक अमेलगमेशन और आई थिंक in entire balance sheet preparation or working capital or your cash flow, यहाँ पे आपको स्टेप मार्क्स मिलते हैं, बट अगेन रियली डिपेंड्स. सो डू नॉट से कि यार मेरे तो स्टेप्स के मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे तो पास हो जाऊंगा. यू माइट नॉट if you are relying on that. Cool. अच्छा 90 MB. ओह आई थिंक वीरेंद्र का 90 MB रह गया है डेटा फॉर द डे. आई वाज थिंकिंग मेरा 100 MB मेरा अनलिमिटेड ऐसा वाईफाई है. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, we'll go to the case study. वीरेंद्र आपका सिर्फ 90 MB रह गया. Before that ends, before वीरेंद्र का 90 MB ends, let's get into the case study. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll keep answering the questions. जो जिसके भी हैं, I'll keep answering. I'm not stopping that. But let us get into the case study. Okay, so this case scenario I have taken from page 67 of the booklet. That is on your screen. Everybody spend next 5-7 minutes on reading the case very, very carefully. Start reading. Meanwhile, I am also answering the questions that are coming way. Okay. Difference between operational and management control. स्मिता सिंपल है. ऑपरेशनल और मैनेजमेंट का लेवल देख लो कितना डिफरेंट है. ऑपरेशनल फंक्शनल लेवल पे है, मैनेजमेंट कॉर्पोरेट लेवल पे है. Their controls will also be different, right? Their focus areas will also be different, and that is how you will have to figure out the answer, right? No, Hitesh, I've answered that. It does not help in mitigating the problem. It helps in reducing the problem, but benchmarking is not about solving problems. It is about becoming the best in the industry, okay? Number, if your principal is not supporting for study, you should probably convince them harder. If they're not convincing, I don't know, try being battamiz. What else? Because I think the focus should be on study. As a student, your focus should be studying. Okay? Can a company disclose business strategy in the public? For sure, yes, they can. It's not confidential. Right, Janesh? I think we're close to that number. Okay. I'm too old for you guys. Uncle ban gaya kya? Right, Bandhiji. That is what I'm saying. Some questions there are step marking. ICI has that provision. But in certain questions, certain types of questions, there are step marking. But उसके ऊपर rely करके सपने मत देखना पास होने के is what I am trying to convey. Yes, Prabhas, your messages are reaching me. Is there a question that I'm not answering? Can you retype that? Happy to answer that. Obviously, Radhika, I think I miss all these interactions. It's so good to talk to you guys, right? Brothers, please read the case also very carefully. I'll go to the next page once you have read. Sure, Vandiri, you can go to correct foundation paper. If you are on moon, धरती पे तो possible नहीं है. It's like being डेढ़ शाना, right? फाउंडेशन क्लियर हो गया, अब तो मैं इंटर में आ गए. फाउंडेशन का पेपर मैं चेक कर सकता हूँ क्या? That is too much hero company, right? Oh, okay, Prabhas. I think it was late, but now it's reaching well within time. Your messages are there, right? Blank wale khatam ho gaye. Sure, Siddharth. Sure, Pooja. We'll go to the next one. Sure. Most welcome. I'll ignore you. I'm joking. Cool. Once you have read, Tell me that it is complete. I'll go to the next page. Once you have completed reading, let me know. I'll go to the next page. Can we go to the next page quickly? Done, done, done. What about others? I want 5, 7 more dones and next and okay, and can go to the next page. If it's complete, let me know. You may read question answer or read question and solve answer myself and then check it. The second approach. Answer yourself and then check it. That is a much better approach. Okay, let's go to the next page. I am on the next page now. Read it quickly in next 4 minutes. Attempts are only counted in final. More or so, yes, right. But वो क्योंकि delay हो जाता है, then employers know कि आपका इंटर में भी attempt है. Was I good in financial management and income tax? Yes, but I was really scared of both these subjects, so I scored good because I was scared. We'll come to that. Zeroed in means finalized. Zeroed in means finalized. They finalized. Awesome. Can we start with the questions? We'll do the photo also. Super. It's there in the question booklet, right? Jagdish, you do not need to take photos of the case though. I have given you the page number also. Question booklet में जाओगे आपको ये same चीज मिलेगी. I've taken it from there only. Okay. Can we go to the questions? Give me a yes. Fadafat say. We are going to the questions in 10 seconds. Can we go? Should we do tax or audit? Which is better for future career options? Okay, that's a tricky question. I think if you're talking about income tax, it is becoming very automated. Okay. If you're talking about GST, there is a lot of scope. Audit में तो scope हमेशा रहेगा because it's a lot of volume in audit. Okay, so you will have a lot of opportunities there. If you're talking about taxation, income tax is becoming very automated. Opportunities relatively कम हो जाएंगी आगे जाके, right? सब salaried people are filling their income tax returns themselves. Litigations are very limited, right? Even our government is giving all exceptions to all people, right? So ज़्यादा litigation हो नहीं रही है. Probably in income tax you might not have so much scope there, but GST if you want to focus on, immense market. It's super big market. Cool. Let's go to the questions. Okay. Question number 1. Robotics, e-commerce, energy, and others are separate units of Midori Tech. They have been devised for easy control. Which of the following is not a characteristic that would have helped them identify and separate units for better strategic management? Anush, final level I can, but not yet. I'm not teaching everything at the final level right now. But I wish I could. Question booklet, Shivam, you'll get on ICI DOS knowledge portal. Go to question bank, go to questions, वहाँ पे आपको मिलेगा, right? वहाँ पे आपको मिलेगा ये question bank में questions में you will find this question booklet. वहीं पे मिल जाएगा पूरा. Customer choice, customer preference, okay? Majority of you are saying B, customer. A few of you saying C as well, which is similar technologies, okay? Let's see the final answer. The correct answer is customer preference. The 4 segments work as SBUs. Customer preference is not a characteristic for a division to become an SBU, right? The correct answer was customer preference is not a characteristic for an SBU. Okay. Next question on the screen. We'll go very quickly. Answer very तेज. Exam में तो time मिलेगा ही नहीं. The answer was customer preference. Okay. Designer Private Limited and Midori Tech deals under which type of expansion strategy? आपने पढ़ लिया केस. इनकी स्ट्रैटेजी आपस में काम करने की स्ट्रैटेजी कौन सी स्ट्रैटेजी है? कॉन्ग्लोमेरेट मर्जर है, कॉन्सेंट्रिक डाइवर्सिफिकेशन है, स्ट्रैटेजिक अलायंस है या हॉरिजॉन्टल मर्जर है? What is the answer to question number 2? D. Strategic alliance. Okay. What about others? Quickly write down your answers. Cool. Everyone has said strategic alliance. And strategic alliance is the right answer. Super. Next question, very quickly. Mr. B.K. Soman shall work as a general manager to the R&D center for 2 companies. At which strategic level will he be working as a general manager? Corporate level, corporate and business level, functional and business level, right? Or functional level. Corporate and business, B shall work as a general manager to the R&D center for 2 companies. At which stage will he be working as a general manager? Quickly, I'll just reveal the answer in 30 seconds. Quickly, everyone type in your answers, practice with me. I'll upload this. This is there in the booklet as well with reasons. Okay, so with reasons you will get these answers. Okay, B, because he will be directly communicating with the CEO. General manager delivers responsibility at both corporate and business levels. However, their responsibilities depend on size of the organization. The correct answer is B, which is corporate and business level. Super, super. 99% of you gave the right answer. Okay, now change. It's a quick quiz. Okay, there's a question on the screen. Quickly answer this. Case is over. Case is over. Go to quick quiz. Rupali was talking to her mother and said, as a business, you don't want to be paying staff to sit idle, nor pay thousands in rent just to serve one customer, as it's far cheaper to serve 1,000 customers. What could she be referring to? Quick questions on your screen. Answer this. Read the question. This is not related to case study. This is a separate question. Read the question and answer. These might be a little tricky, but that is the fun. These might be a little tricky, but this is the fun. This is what you want to practice, right? Rupali was talking to her mother and said, as a business, you don't want to be paying staff to sit idle, nor pay thousands in rent just to serve one customer, as it's far cheaper to serve 1,000 customers. What could she be referring to? Switching cost, economies of scale, B. Some people are saying switching cost. Some people are saying brand identity. Some people are saying economies of scale. I'll wait for another 5 seconds, 10 seconds probably. Quickly type in your answers. Economies of scale, strategy. You have switching cost, economies. Then you are switching. Economies. Okay, 80-85% of the people are saying economies of scale. The correct answer is economies of scale. Why? It is far cheaper to serve 1,000 customers. Economies of scale. Rather than serving a few people, it is far cheaper to serve more people because with volume, your per unit cost reduces. That is economies of scale. Okay. As it is far cheaper to serve 1,000 customers. Economies of scale. Cool. Next question on the screen. Le Pont Hall is a world-famous art gallery. The entrance to the main hall is crafted in such a way that the first painting people see is actually a mirror, meaning they see themselves. The art director was quoted saying, "We enjoy attention to detail." What is this for Le Pont Hall? ये भी तो business है, right? I'm bringing you questions from real world, okay? Business doesn't mean product. एक म्यूजियम भी तो एक business है ना, एक आर्ट गैलरी भी तो एक business है, उनकी भी strategy होगी कुछ, right? Read the question carefully. These are interesting questions, I think, right? These are fairly interesting questions. The entrance to the main hall is crafted in such a way that the first painting people see is actually a mirror, meaning they see themselves. The art director was quoted saying, "We enjoy attention to detail." What is this for Le Pont Hall? Brand identity, brand identity, brand identity. Okay. Value chain creation, core competency, competitive advantage. देखते हैं देखते हैं attention to detail. Attention to detail है भैया, याद रखिए. We enjoy, we enjoy, we enjoy attention to detail. I'm giving you hints. We as a business enjoy attention to detail. What is this for that museum or the art gallery? The correct answer is it's a core competency. It's a core competency. It's a core competency. आप कंफ्यूज क्या हो रहे हैं? I'll tell you. Why are you getting confused? I will tell you right now. I know why you're getting confused. The entrance to the main hall is crafted in such a way the first painting they see is actually a mirror. आप कह रहे हो ये प्रोडक्ट ने तो इसकी ब्रांड आइडेंटिटी बना दी, which is true that hanging a mirror creates a brand identity for the art gallery कि अरे यहाँ पे ये मिरर लगा हुआ है तो लोग देखने जाएंगे, एक ब्रांड की आइडेंटिटी है. योर आंसर इज राइट कि वो ब्रांड की आइडेंटिटी है, बट द क्वेश्चन इज नॉट अबाउट मिरर. द क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट we enjoy attention to detail. The question is about we enjoy attention to detail. ठीक है. अब जब we enjoy attention to detail means my core competency is attention to detail. This is what the art director is saying. The art director is saying our core competency is attention to detail. We are we are the leaders, we are the most efficient in the world in attention to detail. मेरा सबसे अच्छा skill is attention to detail. That is my core competency. That is not a brand identity. This mirror can be my brand identity. This mirror cannot be my core competency, but this mirror can be my brand identity. But question is talking about attention to detail. Mirror की बात नहीं कर रहा है. Right? That is why you had a confusion between brand identity and core competency. Correct? Your answers are reaching, Hitesh. I see everyone's answer is reaching because I see there are like 50, 60 answers, right? So cool. Do you want to solve another case in another 15 minutes? It's 9:20. You might overshoot. I am okay. I am okay. If you guys are okay, right? We can solve another case scenario in another 15 minutes. If you are okay, we can do that. You need to tell me if you want to solve another case or not. Or otherwise, we can wrap up the session. Quickly. If I get 10 yeses, I will do the case scenario. Otherwise, we'll wrap up here or spend next 5-7 minutes again on open-ended questions and then wrap up. You want to do open-ended questions and you will solve the case yourself, or you want to do the case? You want to do one-on-one questions with me for the next 5-10 minutes, or you want to solve a case for the next 15 minutes? Your choice. You guys tell me. You want to do case, solve? Awesome. We want to do the case, right? Let's do that quickly. Let's do the case. Case is on the screen. Quickly, we will not spend much time reading this time. 3 minutes per slide for reading. Quickly start reading. After 3 minutes, I will change to the next page. I'll go to the next page. You have 3 minutes. Quickly read. Awesome. We are on the case. Read it. Another 90 seconds. Read this page quickly. We'll go to the next one. Cool. I'm going to the next page. So that not value creation, because attention to detail is not creating value for the customer, right? It's your core competency. It's your internal core competency. That is why value creation nahi hoga answer. It is something your skill, right? Cool. Next page. I'm on the next page now. Read. ये छोटा सा है. Just 2 minutes on this, and then we go to the questions. Namrata, really depends. Okay. In some offices, they are also okay with 10:30 to 4:30. Kahin pe they want 9:30 to 6:30. Really depends. There are no set office times for articles. Right? And if you're interested in learning something, probably you'll also spend more time in the office. Right? You will use your mornings to study. You will use your nights to study. It is going to be hectic. It's not easy. For sure, it's not easy. But eventually everyone is doing that. So awesome. Let's go to questions now. Right? I'm going to the questions. Can I go to the questions? I want a yes from majority of you so that we can go to the questions. Cool. First question on your screen. No, Aditi. In that question, right, competitive advantage, something unique and valued by the customer. So this means, see, competitive advantage is a result of core competency. Okay? And the art director is saying that I am really good at attention to detail. He is talking about his core competency, from which he created that mirror वाला idea, जिसकी वजह से वो competitive advantage हो गई उसकी art gallery. So his core competency in attention to detail is the answer, which is leading to a competitive advantage. The question is, he says, our focus is attention to detail. He's talking about his core competency, right? Cool. The answer everyone is saying is A. The answer is A, right? Product development. Introducing sugar-free milkshakes by falls under which product strategy? Product development. अभी क्यों नहीं बोल रहा भाई कोई कि ये बीसी आपका वो है बिजनेस प्रोसेस इंजीनियरिंग, ये बीपीआर बोल दो ना अभी इसको भी. Why is this not a BPR now? This is also BPR. अब इसको BPR क्यों नहीं बोल रहे हैं लोग? Introducing sugar-free milkshake is also BPR. This is not BPR, right? This is product development. Now you understand the difference. Okay, next question on the screen. Which of the Michael Porter's generic strategies was adopted? Which of the Michael Porter's generic strategies was adopted by Lactocalci to gain competitive advantage? Quickly, 15 seconds. छोटा सा question है. So you want me to go back to the case study? I can go back to the case study if you want to refer something. No, you don't have to give reasons. You don't have to give reasons. This is for your understanding. You don't have to give reasons, Hitesh. आपको सिर्फ करेक्ट एमसीक्यू सेलेक्ट करना है. आपको रीजन नहीं देना, वो आपके लिए दिया हुआ है ताकि इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट कि यार ये आंसर क्यों है, यू नो ये आंसर क्यों है. ये मिक्स्ड आंसर्स. ओके. Differentiation, focus differentiation. The correct answer is differentiation strategy. Okay. To make the product unique, the company also adopted a distinct product packaging design. As a result of which the company was able to charge a premium for its product. Thus, differentiation strategy. Thus, differentiation. Logic की differentiation क्यों है? Because distinct product packaging बनाई जिसकी वजह से they were able to charge a premium for their product, right? That is differentiation strategy. That is differentiation strategy. The answer is differentiation strategy. To gain competitive advantage, they use differentiation strategy. Okay. Cool. Next question on your screen. Which central thrust area was the focus at Lactocalci's management while implementing business process re-engineering? Why not focus differentiation? I'll come to that. I'll tell you why not focus differentiation. Abhi, I'll explain that. Okay. Answer this question. That's good, Anushka. If you're nervous as solving your exams, सोचो एग्जाम के टाइम क्या होगा. मैं तो पूरा पसीने से भीग जाता था. Honestly, in exam hall, I used to sweat like a pig. Okay. मेरे को तो 4-5 बोतलें डिओड्रेंट की लगती थी एग्जाम में. मैं तो इतना घबराया, यहाँ से पसीना, वहां से पसीना. That's okay. Everyone is nervous. Market is not niche, so differentiation, right? I'll come to that. Total inventory time, total cycle time, total inventory and logistics. Okay. The correct answer is total cycle time. The correct answer is total cycle time. Okay. Now, from the study only, the management responded swiftly and re-engineered its business process by introducing technology for inventory management and logistics support. Okay. This reduced the overall time taken by business to reach out to its customers. By reducing the total cycle time, damaged significantly and ensured healthy development of the business. There is nothing called total inventory time. Pehli baat. Okay. First thing, there is nothing called total inventory time. Total cycle time ही होता है. Total inventory time is to confuse you with the word inventory management. Total inventory time जैसा कुछ होता नहीं है. पहली बात, do not get confused. The correct answer is total cycle time. Study material पढ़ोगे सब मिलेगा. That is what I'm saying. Study material is your holy book. Okay. The answer is total cycle time. That means converting your finished good to actual sales. कितना जल्दी कर पाते हो आप. That is your total cycle time. Sure. We'll go to the case study abhi. Question on your screen, another one. Quickly, let's solve this in 30 seconds. Absolutely right, Pooja. There is no focused specific target for this company. Like our juice में हमने देखा था focused target teenager, female teenagers. यहाँ पे कोई focused market नहीं है, इसलिए it wasn't a focused differentiation. It was just differentiation. Right, you're right. Yes, there is from BPR Central Thrust पढ़ा है ना आज. What kind of leadership did Mr. Rohatgi portray to pull out lactocalci from this sudden disruption? Was it transactional, transformational, transparent, or translational? Very quickly answer this. Transformational, transactional, transformational, 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 transactional. फिर से mixed. फिर से पढ़ना पड़ेगा क्या case? How can these have mixed answers? Mr. Rohatgi was a transformational. Transformational leadership is most suitable in turbulent environments, in industries at a very start or end of life cycle. Mr. Rohatgi portrayed transformational leadership. Transactional नहीं थी, transformational दिया था. देखते हैं कैसे. The passionate operations head, एक तो word आ गया passionate. Re-engineered the business processes, responded swiftly. He automated inventory management and outsourced logical support. Small investment tripled. The company was able to achieve than before efficiently at levels of operations. Okay. The passionate operations head of the company is transformational. Okay. He responded swiftly. Now, the study material talked about this. I talked about this. Transformational leaders are needed when the company is going downfall. Company जब गिर रही होती है तो transformational leader चाहिए होता है, right? And that is where Mr. Rohatgi came into picture. So it is transformational leadership, right? यहाँ से reference आ रहा है. आपने क्या पढ़ा? Process. अरे वाह वाह वाह. Mr. Rohatgi ने process बना दिया. Mr. Rohatgi re-engineered business process. Leader who talks about processes is transactional. चलो आंसर transactional कर दो, 0 मिल जाए. You have to understand that Rohatgi ji was a passionate operations head, right? Who was transforming the entire process. Who was transforming the entire process through his passion. And the company is in difficult times. Difficult times where the leaders are always transformational. Remember this. Okay? अभी वो differentiation क्यों है? ये देखो. Ensuring health for everyone. ठीक है? In business of manufacturing packaged sweetened provided milk beverage to uplift company's business need and major. Now, new product for existing customers. भैया मेरे को एक चीज बताओ. फोकस डिफरेंशिएशन में एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स आते हैं क्या? बताइए. क्या एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स को एक नया प्रोडक्ट देना इज इट फोकस्ड डिफरेंशिएशन? नो. एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर्स को नया प्रोडक्ट दे रहे हैं. Focused differentiation is a new focused market. It's a new focused segment of people जिनको बेचना है. ये तो existing customers को बेच रहे हैं. तो focused differentiation कैसे होगा? Sure, Jinesha. Thank you for joining. If you're leaving, happy to have interacted. All the best for your exams. Right? New product for existing customers. That is differentiation. कैसे हो रही है? सिर्फ differentiation हो रही है. Focus थोड़ी ना change हो रहा है. They are not changing their focus to a smaller group. They are still focusing on the existing customers. Okay? Cool. With that, we end all our sessions. Right? I hope I've answered all the questions. We have discussed all the topics, all 8 chapters. We have practiced 2 cases today, done some interesting questions, right? Hope all your doubts and questions are answered, right? And with that, I just want to wish all of you a very, very best of luck for your examinations, right? Do well, do not stress. It's just an examination. Must ekdam, you have to go stress free and give your exams, right? Be confident with whatever you have studied. Be confident with whatever you have studied. उसको कंफ्यूज मत करना बस कि भाई ये क्या हो गया, भूल गए एग्जाम में बैठ के, राइट? जस्ट फोकस ऑन व्हाटएवर यू स्टडीड, बी कॉन्फिडेंट एंड डू योर बेस्ट इन एग्जामिनेशंस एंड बहुत आराम से पास हो जाए. I'm super confident, right? But do practice a lot many questions. We will also be uploading a question bank by next week. Okay, एक नया question bank upload करेंगे next week तक. You will find that on BOS Live uploads only, right? जो BOS Live का upload है, you can answer those questions there, right? And start building your network on LinkedIn. It's going to help you like anything. Like you'll remember me for life. If you build your LinkedIn right now, you will get 10 times more opportunities. I did not do that. I'm telling you, do that. Okay. Sure, Bhumika, you can probably write your doubts to virtualclasses@ici.in. Anything that's related to SM comes to me, so I'll probably answer that there, right? And build your LinkedIn, probably you can probably connect with me there as well. I am fairly active there. You all can probably connect with me there, right? Just go and send me a connection request. I'll accept everyone. Cool. Okay. MCQ booklet, Smita, you'll get on ICI BOS Knowledge Portal. SMA, you'll get the question booklet. The latest one, what we'll upload, will also be uploaded there. And you can check, earlier it will be uploaded on BOS Live Wala portal. You can get that here as well, right? Sure, Mohan, this time if I visit Mysore, probably I'll call you up, right? I'll figure out you from somewhere and I'll meet you. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone who's sending a thank you. A big thank you to all of you guys to find time to join and be so interactive. Really helps me be excited about these sessions, right? And I wish none of you have to come back to take these sessions. I wish all of you pass with flying marks, flying colors, right? Sure, Prabhas, probably LinkedIn should be the right platform. It's more professional there, right? Take 2-3 hours to study one chapter. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, Sneha. Take your time. Go slow. Jaldi koi baat ki nahi hai, right? Sure. With that, thank you everyone. Really grateful to you as well. And I wish you the best of luck again, probably. And build your network and do well in your life, right? Thank you everyone for joining these sessions and best of luck again. Thank you. Take care.